because they know there's not going to be a Walmart there someday. So there's a lot of benefits, and I guess I've kind of glazed over the water quality benefits and the species benefits and the open space benefits, because I'm trying to make the economic case here tonight. But all of those things are critically important and probably immeasurable in terms of their economic benefit. I mean, there's been studies that have tried to measure, what's a wetland worth in terms of water quality. That's that much water we don't have to clean with a treatment plant in Lake Erie somewhere. That's hard to monetize those values, but it's been done. And again, these are areas that aren't going to flood anymore. There won't be houses that are there. There's a property that along the Grand River in 2006 we had a big flood called Gristmill and Millstone. These are in Painesville. These are old apartment buildings that are right in the floodway. So we could have protected that property even if we bought it for $3,000 an acre on 20 acres. Those houses all flood. They all got insurance money. It was $9 million that taxpayers paid to bail them out because they had lived in a floodplain. And of course, everybody's happy that they didn't lose everything and whatever. But we could have protected that for $90,000 if we had done it 10 years earlier and not had those things there. So we had to tear it down, and now it's a park. So it ended up as a park anyway. So $9 million in taxpayer funding went towards that, and it really shouldn't have been built there anyway. We don't need to live by rivers anymore. We don't have to go down to the creek every day to get a bucket of water, to feed the cows and take a bath. I mean, that's not the communities we live in anymore. So these areas along streams, these areas along wetlands it's important to protect those for a lot of reasons, and not just the traditional birds and butterflies and water quality reasons, but they're very real economic reasons for these protections.
I'm not sure how to word this question, but let's just say down the road, decades from now, the government or the county or whatever decides to put a freeway in.
Yep.
Are these lands protected from any development for the public way?
Freeway or an oil and gas line. We're going through this right now with a lot of our properties. So eminent domain, right? This is eminent domain at its finest. The Land Conservancy will fight eminent domain to the extent that we can. We also realize that ODOT, or the federal government, has unbelievable amounts of resources and funding and attorneys, that we may not win this. And so what happens in that scenario is that we fight it till it's taken. When it's taken, the landowner is compensated for what's taken, but the Land Conservancy also has an interest in that property. So the interest is divided in two different ways. If it does happen, then it's taken. And sometimes it's, we just need a half acre to extend this freeway interchange. Other times it's First Energy coming through like they did in Geauga County for power lines, right? And so that ran across the back of one of our easements. That landowner had the ability to timber the property, which is all First Energy wanted to do. The actual power line wasn't going on the property. We had them move it off of the property, the line itself, because of the easement, but they needed a right-of-way to timber. The landowner had the ability to timber the property. The landowner was compensated, I can't remember what the number was, for the loss there, and we were able to effectively move that power line away from the easement area. So it's not always the case, though. There's oil and gas pipelines that are going. The Nexus pipeline that you hear about in the news is cutting across up to Toledo right now. It's going through two of our properties. And we're fighting that through that eminent domain process right now. My guess is we'll lose, and then we'll go from there. So the thing is, we can't extend and use all the resources of the entire organization every time to fight some of these eminent domain cases that we know we aren't going to win. But we are going to fight them and get them to move things as best we can. So that's kind of where it lands. It's not perfect for sure, but it's in a lot of cases, we're able to make changes in terms of where those lines go. So we always, as soon as the pipeline shows up, we get 500 calls from every landowner over there in Lorain County that says, I want to protect my land all of a sudden. I'm a conservationist all of a sudden because you're going to stop the pipeline for us. That's not what we can do. We can't control those situations. So we try, but we inevitably don't get there. Anybody else? All right, well, I'll be around afterwards. I thank you again for the opportunity to speak. If you ever have any questions about the Land Conservancy, feel free to give me a call. I've got cards somewhere here. We provided information. We always encourage you to become members or donors. And again, we applaud your efforts for the Park District. We really love what you're doing, and we want to see a very healthy, vibrant Geauga Park District, and we're glad that people are watching and paying attention and you know, getting what they want out of the Park District. So thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate it. That was a wonderful presentation. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Let's give them another big hand. And there is lots of our information over there, as well as Western Reserve Land Conservancy information. We actually have, we talked a little bit about trying some of the attempts to monetize the value of some of these intrinsic services, ecosystem services that open land provides. The Environ report, I have a copy of it up there. If anybody wants to look through that, it actually goes through, you know, at least giving you an idea of how valuable some of these services like clean air and clean water are to every person in the county. So you're welcome to see that. And we also have a copy of the 2015 survey that was done but never released by the Geauga Park District. So you might want to look at that as well. We have just recently a recent budget amendment, an amendment to the Ohio State budget bill has been put forth that would actually give a judge even more expanded powers over the park systems. So we have a flyer about that, and we have more information about that on our website. So if you wanted to grab one of these to get a little information, we don't want to go into that big tonight because we've got lots of great information already here, and let's focus on that. But please stay a while, have some pie, have some tea, mingle, talk. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you to Western Reserve Land Conservancy.